Hi everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm gonna try a new drawing tablet, the XP Pen Artist Pro 16. Before I start drawing, I need to show you this pencil case. It comes with a tablet and I'm so impressed with it. I love the way it looks and also that it contains so many extra nibs. The pencil is a little bit too lightweight for my taste. Otherwise, it's very well made and I kinda like that it has a sharper tip than the Apple Pencil. Now I'll start drawing and I'm gonna share my impressions as I go. This is not the kind of drawing tutorial that you usually see on my channel. This is just me trying out a new device and sharing how I feel about it. I need to mention right away that this tablet was provided to me by the XP Pen team, especially for making this video. However, this is not a sponsored video, so I will do my best to point out the pros and the cons of using this product. What you need to know first is that you cannot use this device without a computer. I keep calling it a drawing tablet, but it's really a pen display. You need to connect it to a computer and it will act as a second display that you can draw on. If you could take a peek into my laptop screen, you could see that it looks exactly as this tablet screen. Does this make any sense for you guys? I hope I'm explaining this right. The good news is that the XP Pen Artist Pro works with pretty much any computer operating system and digital art software. Anyway, the program that I'm using today to draw is the Adobe Photoshop. It's a subscription plan program, so it's not free, but it's the best of its kind in my opinion. I use it all the time for photo retouching and for graphic design projects, but I haven't used it for drawing in years. You can see that I'm a little bit clumsy, but I trust that I'll get used to it again quite fast. Please let me know in a comment if you guys would like to see a more in-depth drawing tutorial for either Photoshop or for the XP Pen tablet. Back to the tablet. To be honest, I was not sure I'm gonna put it to much use when I first got it, but I think as I keep using it, it's really growing on me. The whole drawing process feels quite different from the iPad Pro process, but I don't mean this in the bad way. The screen has an anti-glare film, so the glass is not slippery and the pencil glides nicely on it. I have read in the product description that it's a Full HD screen, fully laminated. That means there is no gap between the glass and the screen. Nevertheless, I feel that there is a little bit of lag, especially when you're creating fast strokes. And you know me, I'm all about drawing fast, but I have to admit it's not too bad, so someone that usually draws slower than I do wouldn't probably be bothered by this. The pencil has a good pressure sensitivity and it's quite nice to work with. It has this rounder tip on the other end that you can use to erase strokes. I like the idea very much, but not the actual execution, so I haven't used it much. I have read on the XP Pen website that they've just released this model of stylus that is supposed to be smarter and feel more natural than the previous ones. I cannot comment on that since it's the first XP Pen stylus that I'm trying, but I agree that it has a pretty good drawing accuracy with a big exception: straight lines. If we're talking about diagonal straight lines, things get quite messy. You just can't avoid the waving, even if you're using a ruler to stabilize your hand. So, if line art is a huge part of your work, please take this into consideration before getting this pen display. Overall, the tablet definitely feels more expensive than it really is. It looks really good, they have done a wonderful job with the design. I like the sleek appearance, it seems to be really well made with high quality materials. And those buttons are really helpful. You can customize the shortcut keys so you don't have to reach for the computer keyboards over and over again. This model doesn't have a touchscreen, so it doesn't support finger gestures, but you can use the mechanic and virtual wheel to navigate through your canvas. It's the one placed in the middle of the buttons. I use it to zoom in and out, to rotate the canvas, and also to increase and decrease the brush size. Speaking of the brushes, Photoshop comes with a ton of amazing brushes, yet I just had to create my own. Here, I'm using the Photoshop version of my trusted recycled paper brush. I just made it. Comparing with some other pen displays that I got to test before, this one allows you to draw right to the edge of the screen. This might not seem so important right now, but you cannot imagine how frustrating it gets when you're not able to properly use the brush all over the canvas. Now, let's talk about the colors. I think they look pretty good. I won't get into any technical details because you can easily find this information on their website. By the way, I'll write down the link for this product in the video description so you'll find all the technical description in there. My only remark is that the screen could have been a little brighter. This is the maximum brightness that you can get on this display. When I filmed this, it was a cloudy day, and even though I had used the studio light, I worry that the brightness of the screen might not be enough when working in daylight on a sunny day. I guess I'll just have to wait for a sunny day to check this. As a conclusion, and to make things easier for you, let's recap the pros and the cons of this pen display. The pros. Long story short, you get quite a lot for your money. It comes at an affordable price at around $450. It looks really good and somehow it feels like a more expensive product. You get a good size 15.4 inches HD anti-glare screen with customizable buttons and a double wheel to help with navigation and brush sizing. The stylus looks great, has a good pressure sensitivity and performs quite good, being able to draw even on the extreme edges and corners of the screen. I also love about it that it doesn't need to be charged. I hate when a stylus runs out of battery in the middle of the drawing process. You also get quite a few accessories in the pen display box. First, you get the stylus plus 9 extra nibs. This is really nice. Then, you get a good quality drawing glove that you might use, a cleaning cloth and different cables and adapters to help you connect the device to any computer you might want to use. Now the cons. The bigger one is that this is still a computer-dependent device. You still need to plug it into the computer for it to work. So it's not the kind of tablet that you can just throw away in your bag and use it to draw whenever you feel like. The cords are massive and they get in the way, and they are also quite short, so this forces you to stay very close to the computer. Also, this is not a touchscreen, it does not support finger gestures, so it might take a while for you to get used to navigate using the wheels. Then, the drawing accuracy varies a lot. You can draw the most beautiful smallest details, but then you cannot really draw straight lines without avoiding the waving. Another observation would be that you probably want to use this kind of pen display with a stand to keep a good body posture. You will have to purchase that separately. To come to an end with the conclusions, I will say that overall this is a good product that I am happy to have in my collection, so you will definitely see me drawing on it again. Using it made me so curious to find out what other good pen displays and drawing tablets are out there beside my iPad Pro, so I am willing to test more for you guys. So now I really want to know, what do you guys think about this device? Let me know in a comment down below. Thank you everyone for watching and see you very soon with a new video.